Hey guys, Neil from Alpine Endurance here. The purpose of this video is to walk us through some metrics for you guys to help guide you to know if you need to add training stress or if you need to reduce training stress. So our training plans have told you steps of what to add or what to take away. But so the purpose of this video is to help guide you into how to know or when you should be adding or subtracting. And there's a couple ways of tracking all our metrics here. And I know everyone's got a million accounts already in your life. Excuse me. But I would recommend adding one more account. Intervals.icu is a fantastic way to just get all your training, sleep metrics in just in one easy to view place. And it's super simple to link your Garmin or your Polar or your Strava. Super simple to link here, and then everything just automatically pops up. And we can also do a simple pen and paper training journal. I've done those for years on occasion in my training career. And just the act of having to write out, I slept for this many hours, my heart rate was, hours of training, really helps you internalize things. So don't be shy just to have a pen and paper journal. I don't keep a pen and paper journal anymore. I'm quite keen on intervals.icu. So with training, we want to see a little bit of stress response from training. That's a good thing. Stress applied, we adapt to the stress and become stronger. If we're always seeing chronically high stress, then we want to reduce our training load. If we're never seeing any stress response at all, and we're always just chilled out and mellow, then we want to increase our training stress. I'm going to walk you through some specific examples here. And so it's good to track your metrics at rest as well. Like if you're on holidays, to kind of know what your general baseline is. That's a good place to start. And a couple metrics that we really want to pay attention to here. Excuse me. One is our resting heart rate. So you can see here on this day, 39 beats a minute. On this day, 38 beats a minute. And the other metric is heart rate variability. And this is going to be coming from your watch. So here, 39 ms. On this day, 63 ms. So that's milliseconds of variability in between each heartbeat is what that's measuring. And heart rate variability, there's lots of videos on that, so I don't need to go too crazy into it. But higher heart rate variability and you're more recovered, chilled out, things are good. Lower heart rate variability, and you're more in that fight or flight, and you're more stressed out. Okay, so let's go through some examples here. Did a 4 hour ride here after rock climbing with my kids. So I gave myself a day off to recover. Slept almost 9 hours. Woke up to resting heart rate of 39 and 39 millisecond heart rate variability. Okay, I have my day off. Subsequent day, I've slept 8 hours, and I wake up to a slightly lower resting heart rate, indicating I'm recovering, I'm less stressed, and a elevated heart rate variability, 63, again indicating I'm recovered, less stressed. That's good. I had my day off, I've recovered, I've absorbed that training, and this is good. Then I do an hour and 22 minutes of zone 2. And the next day, heart rate is slightly up, 39 beats a minute, and heart rate variability is slightly down, both indicating I'm a little stressed, which is good. A little bit of stress from that training, you want to see that. So this is all looking good. And then 42-minute ride at 88 beats a minute. I was cruising around town on my e-bike doing chores this day. So no real training here. And then the next day, things are pretty similar here. A little reduction in my heart rate, 38 beats a minute here. So I'm a little bit more rested, and a slight elevation, 62 ms in my heart rate variability. So I'm more recovered, which makes sense because I didn't do any training the day previous. And so if you're always seeing this, like sort of a similar rested day after day after day after day, that's when you're going to want to increase your training stress as your plan lays out for you. And so for me, I woke up here and was rested. So I did an hour and 25 zone 2 riding, and I did a double session, and then I did strength training in the evening. The next day, resting heart rate up to 41, and heart rate variability down to 49. So significant stress. And again, that's not a bad thing. We want to see that. Okay, awesome. And I had 8.5 hours of sleep there. And this day, I did a motocross ride, 2.5 hours moving time. And then the next day, more stressed yet, a 42 beats a minute and 47 heart rate variability. So I'm staying in that stressed state, which for 2 days at a time is fine. But if I was seeing that sort of elevated stress for day after day after day, then we would want to be reducing our workload as your plan instructs you on how to do. And so, yeah, that on this day, 3 hour zone 2, and then I gave myself a day off here to recover, and things came down to 39 beats a minute, and heart rate variability went back up, which is good. So I think you're seeing some trends here. You want to see a little bit of stress, but not stress that stays elevated for days at a time. And all I've talked about here is simply training stress, but it's important to take this with a grain of salt because our daily life also factors into these. If you were drinking alcohol, if you were dehydrated, you weren't sleeping, you had really stressful time at work, etc., you have to factor that in as well. I hope this has given you guys a little bit of insight as to how to increase or decrease your training stress. Thanks, guys.